What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 5th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $0.007 right now with 8 hours and 42 minutes left in the day. We're up 27.5%, and this is awesome, guys. We talked about this yesterday. I didn't say yesterday that we'd pump 30% in a day. I wasn't expecting that. I was just saying yesterday that I'm not amused by the price until we're either above or below one of these lines. Because until then, we're just in this sideways phase that we've been in since November. And here we are, above this line. Things are getting exciting. Things are getting, can you feel it? Can you feel it in the air? Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs? The perspective is starting to shift. Oh no, OnyxCoin is hopeless. Oh no, this is just another fake pump like we've seen before. Okay, what the hell's going on? Did I make the wrong decision by selling? What was I thinking? I never sold. Not financial advice. I'm paraphrasing what I'm assuming a lot of thoughts are going for the average person watching this chart right now. You guys got to understand, there's a whole class of investors who bought OnyxCoin at whatever price, and they've sold. There was some selling pressure that took place over the past couple of months. This is November 3rd right here. This drop date is November 3rd. There's been people who have sold over the past 2 months who now in the last 5 days are feeling a pit in their stomach. They're feeling a pit in their stomach. They might even be FOMOing back in. And the reason why is there are no more sellers, guys. Look at how long it took. It took us 2 months from this current price that we're at right now to move down to where we were 5 days ago. And in 5 days we evaporated 2 months of price action like that. In 1 day, most of that happened today. Most of that happened just in 1 day. We're up 75% from a low to a high, 75%, 76% over the past 5 days. Half of that happened today. This isn't even stupendous. This isn't even what OnyxCoin has to offer in full. We've seen faster, way faster movements before from the same price areas, from the exact same areas. We have more tokens in circulation. The price here versus the price back here, the market cap is higher now than it was then. But that's not the point. It's still a low market cap coin. There's still a lot to it, and it's going to keep growing. Something that we were talking about yesterday, beyond the fact of getting excited once we get above this high, something that we were talking about yesterday was that there are no more sellers. The selling pressure's gone. Whenever we're breaking out here, there's no volume. When we're breaking out here, there's no volume. And with that, I said, what happens when there's no more sellers left? That means the price has an easy, I think the most appropriate word is easy, time moving higher. When there are no more sellers, the price has an easy time moving higher. You don't need a lot of volume to push the price up. Granted, that's the most volume we've seen since December 11th. That's nice. But you scale out, and this volume isn't really anything at all. That ain't it ain't a shish kebab. You know what I mean? What happens when real volume comes back in? What happens when the people who sold over the past 2 months FOMO back in? What happens whenever the people who are just looking for a random crypto that's doing well, they're like, oh my god, this thing's done a 2x in the last week? Why am I not invested in this? Like, I should be buying. There's going to be a new class of investors who invest just because they're chasing the pump. The amount of money that it will take to send this thing higher is not much, right? The amount of time and money that it took to send this thing down, it was a lot. We were going to evaporate months, a year's worth of price action like that, you guys. And it probably starts now. I mean, it's starting right now. We're witnessing it happen. We're up 30%. I mean, we've moved up like 4% since I started this video. What's exciting about this is that a solid retracement is something that we can count on at this point. From a high to a low, my expectation is that we would go somewhere between the 382 and the 0.5. It's very common with the 382 to wick just above it, find resistance there, and then come back down. We're expecting to find resistance right here at these highs, and maybe just above there. Maybe we do go to the 0.5. Something above 1 cent, but probably just below 1.5 cent. That's what my expectation is. That's likely what we're going to see, is something in this zone here. You might be looking at this and think, damn it, man, I sold over the past 2 months, or damn it, I wanted to buy here, but I just didn't do it, and now it's up here. It's a terrible time to buy. Maybe it is. You know, we're up 70% over the past 5 days. It's not the most ideal time to buy, but if this move has you in remorse or in, what is that? Has you remorseful that you didn't buy at these lower prices, from the current price that we're at now, that would take us right to the heart of the zone that I'm expecting us to go to, and we probably go just above this. We have this exact same move programmed in, if not higher, over the coming days and weeks. So if you're upset that you missed this move already, you've got a chance to get in on it again, to see this exact same move happen, if not more. What if we're not bullish enough, guys? We've talked about this before. We've talked about this at length for a very long time, that what is months worth of price action will be evaporated in days, whenever the time comes, whenever this break comes. And I think it's happening now. I think it's very obvious that it's happening now. This is a little bit different than anything else we've seen. It's the biggest move we've seen since April of 2025. Most consistent move too, and it's building volume as time goes on. What if we're not bullish enough? What if we run all the way up to the golden ratio and we are at 2 cents by the end of next week? It could happen. I'm not saying that to try to cause people to FOMO. I am saying that because not financial advice, not a financial advisor, perspective can kind of get wonky at these levels. It feels like we're at a high price, but really we're not. In the grand scope of this overall range that we've been in since January of 2025, we're at the low ends. We're below this low, where people up here, you were the smartest person in the world if you bought that low right there. And we're below that low now, with prospects to go above this high. So I'm not saying this, again, to cause you to FOMO. I don't want people to FOMO in at the wrong time. It's probably not the best time to buy, but at the same time, if you're trying to make an investment on this, man, I mean, the opportunity, the window for opportunity could be closing fast. This thing moves very fast. We're going to go over some things right now that help illustrate that. I'm curious. I haven't looked at the XCN BTC chart yet, but I want to see, have we crossed green? If we've crossed green on the weekly time frame, the window of opportunity is fast closing. I mean, I would FOMO in hard right here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Let's see. Have we crossed green? Oh, yes, we have. Oh, baby. We've done it. We've done it. We've crossed green. And that's great. But that's not why I'm excited. I'm excited because of the bullish divergence that's been forming since June of 2025 and the lower lows that we've seen in correspondence with that. I'm excited because of the double bottom on the RSI. I'm excited because of the bullish divergence on the stochastics. I'm excited because both the oscillators are outside of the oversold zone. I'm excited because from a all-time low on the XCN BTC chart to the high that we've seen this cycle, we bounced off the golden ratio. Over the past 2 weeks, we've engulfed months worth of price action. I'm excited because throughout all that, we have formed perfect structure, back testing, prior forms of resistance, prior areas of resistance for support. That's why I'm excited. From a low to a high, we bounced right off the golden ratio extension. It's golden ratios on golden ratios. It's significant resistance at significant support. It's bullish divergence on bullish divergence. And we've crossed green. We have a whole week ahead of us. We've got 6 days and 9 hours left in this week. I hope that this week stays here or climbs higher. What's crazy is Bitcoin is up right now. It's moving up. And XCN BTC is moving up more, right? This is exactly what we were expecting. It's not crazy. It's actually exactly what we were expecting. And this correlates with the idea that I've had, that I've been sharing with you guys, the kind of train of thought that we're on, right? Is that we've got this bullish divergence that's been built up since back here. Likely what's going to happen is that from a high to a low, we would at least see the 382. So we were calling for a move that was over 100% guaranteed, but you know, nothing's guaranteed, but that was just the thought. From here, that 382 is about 53% up. Okay. Typically with the 382, we wick just above it. Maybe we go all the way up to the golden ratio. That's fine, but let's be conservative. Okay. Maybe we go just above the 382. We find resistance at prior support here. At prior resistance here, we move up 65%. It's very common to wick above the 382 and then close below it. If we move up 65% versus Bitcoin, we're going to move up more versus the US dollar. On the US dollar, the USD pair, you see we're up 30% today. Sorry, this week, which is today. And on the BTC pair, well, I guess we're up 29.6%. That's fair. But Bitcoin's only up 2%, so that's kind of why. Nonetheless, though, we're up more. Now we're up 31.8%, where here we're up 30%. So we're up like 2% more. If XCN versus Bitcoin is up 65%, XCN USD will likely move up more than 65%. What is a 65% move from here? That takes us right up to about 1.2 cents. And what's a good area to find resistance right above that? Right here at prior support, right here at prior resistance, something that's on the line of a 70 to 90% move from here. It just makes a lot of sense. And what if we don't stop there? What if we push higher? We really could push higher, you guys. It does not take a lot of money, and we're seeing it now. It does not take a lot of capital to push this thing higher right now. I want to look at the short-term stuff. We'll wrap this video up. By the way, that was just on the Bitcoin pair. That was just on the Bitcoin pair. We look at the low here to the high here. We bounced right off the golden ratio there too. We look at the low here in reference to the highs here. We're bouncing right off of prior resistance here as well. Structurally speaking, this chart's fantastic. There's very few charts that are better than this, right? I mean, the Bitcoin Cash chart is absolutely fantastic. This chart is fantastic in a different way. It's completely different, but it's still very fantastic. And the amount of growth that we're going to see here is going to be stupendous. I mean, from a high to a low, the expectation for anybody who's wondering, they're like, okay, but where's it going to go? You're saying all these good things. It's going to do great. Where's it going to go? What's so great about it? We're talking about 1 cent to 2 cent. That's great, but that's not phenomenal. We're going to see new highs. From the current price, new highs brings about a 14x to about a 32x. And I mean that. I mean that. Thoroughly, I mean that. 10 cents to 23 cents. That's the target area. Either by the end of Q1, yes, by the end of March we'll be there, or sometime in Q2, which I personally think it's more likely that we'll be there in Q2. But time will tell. We'll see. This thing can move faster than expected. But again, I want to remind you and myself of how this happened last time. We found our low. We moved sideways. And then we went right through the roof. No, that's not what happened. We evaporated 5 months worth of price action in 5 weeks. That's what happened. 5 weeks. That was a good movement. That was a really good movement over 5 weeks. But the big move happened after the setup, right? And I think that's what we're doing here. We're going to set up, and the big move is going to happen afterwards. Once we break above this high, 10 cents to 22 cents, 23 cents, that's the target area. We're at less than a cent now. We're below these lows. I know we're up 30.5% this week already. And I don't normally ask people to FOMO, but I would just say, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, it's a great time to get into OnyxCoin. It's a really good time to get into OnyxCoin right now. It might not be the best time. You never know. If you buy here, you have to have that conversation with yourself. I will not sell if it goes lower, because it will prevail. This movement back shouldn't worry you, right? It's the movement up that should worry you. You should be worried about missing that. I don't think that we're going to pull back though. I mean, we'll see. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We're moving up now as I'm speaking. So 1 hour time frame, volume's coming in. You look great. You really look great. Bearish divergence, sure, whatever. So maybe we come back down to 0063, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we consolidate. Who knows? Maybe we just go right back down. I would expect that we do. But again, lower highs here, higher highs here, it is bearish divergence. But if we keep climbing, if we keep getting higher highs, and then this RSI in turn sees a higher high, that bearish divergence goes away. We've been living in the 90s for a long time on the 1 hour RSI here. It looks pretty damn good. The stochastics are bullish, the MACD is bullish, but there is bearish divergence on the MACD and on the RSI. It's just the 1 hour time frame. I don't expect this to promote any serious decay. 4 hour time frame, we're right here at the 94 on the RSI. That's a strong reading. Stochastics, MACD is a strong reading. A lot of people, what they think whenever they see these readings, they're like, okay, well, we're at a 94. It's probably time to sell. And there's some logic to that sometimes. But typically, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, when you see a reading as high as this, you don't just sell off. That's not what happens. I've been doing technical analysis for 10 years. Trust when I tell you, typically, when you get to the 90s, you don't just sell off. Typically, that's not what happens. What happens is you'll come down to the overbought zone, and then you'll bounce, and you form bearish divergence, and then you sell off. Or you come down to the 50, and then you form bearish divergence, and then you sell off. Or you become range bound up in these areas, and then you sell off. This, getting into the 90s, especially on the first reading, it's intimidating because we're so overbought. It's such a hot indicator that you want to cool off. You just naturally imagine, logically imagine it has to cool off. But the reality of what we're seeing here is this is the beginning of something more. Something more and bigger is coming. That's what this is saying. You can see it on the stochastics, the MACD, the RSI. It's just the beginning. The daily time frame here, overbought on the RSI. That's the first time we've been overbought on the RSI since July of 2025. Stochastics are overbought, same thing. The MACD is building bullish momentum, and hold on now, what are we doing? Let's see. We're trying to cross above the zero, guys. We're getting there. We're not there yet, but the cross above the zero with the MACD would directly probably correlate with this explosive move that's coming. We're in the middle of it now. I imagine that we'll move up from here to 1 cent to 1.5 cents, somewhere in that range, consolidate, and then we will continue to rally. We will continue to pump to new highs relative to this cycle. We will see 10 cents, we will see above that, and we will see new all-time highs altogether. I believe OnyxCoin from here of 007 in price will be worth over $1. Potentially, I'm starting to think less of this, but potentially over $2 by the end of the cycle. But I think closer to like $1, $1.60, maybe somewhere in that range, maybe just below $2. Above $2 can happen as well. But I'm thinking more somewhere between $1 and $2, probably closer to $1.50 than anything. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do your research. Do your research, okay? Make sure you're doing your research. Don't just buy a token because some guy on YouTube who has a beautiful face told you to buy it and said that it's a great opportunity and said it's going to do 100x or more. That's not why you buy. If you buy because of reasons like that, you're going to FOMO the tops. And then whenever the low comes in, you're going to panic sell the low. And then whenever it pumps back, you're going to be like, oh my God, it pumped back. I should have never sold. The reason you sold is because you didn't know about it. It's because you didn't do your fundamental analysis. Do your fundamental analysis. I should put a link here with the fundamental analysis video that I did for OnyxCoin like a year ago. I've done a few fundamental analysis videos. I feel like it's easier for me to talk about technicals. When I have to do fundamentals, I have to have like a sheet, right? I have to have like a notepad. I don't do good when I read scripts. I do better whenever it's just free form. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a fundamental video. It might be time. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We're going to move up. This is just the beginning. The perspective is shifting now, but right now, there's still doubts. You have every reason to have doubts. Clearly, this move is different than anything we've seen since April of 2025, but there's reasons to have doubts and suspicions. We're at prior areas of resistance. I get it. That perspective is only going to shift more and more as we move up. We move up here, the perspective shifts. When we move up here to 2 cents, the perspective shifts even further. And then once we're above this high, once we're above these highs, the perspective hasn't shifted. That's not what I'm focusing on at that point. I mean, perspective will continue to shift, but really what's happening at that point is vindication, validation, higher. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.